Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the very first episode of the Coach Stan podcast. I am a health and wellness coach, certified by the American Council on Exercise. And over the past little while, I've been able to help people in different situations achieve certain outcomes as it relates to their health and wellness. As an example, a woman came to me about a year and a half ago who had been in a car accident 9 years ago and had sustained significant tissue and nerve damage from the accident, and found herself 9 years later unable to exercise, unable to move properly, obese, and wanted to lose weight and try to get her life back on track. And this is after doctors and pharmaceuticals and blah, blah, blah. So we started working together, and up till the point of last weekend, we started working together in June of 2020. So now it's December 2021, and she's lost 105 pounds. And now she is able to actually exercise in her home with the goal of eventually getting her into a physical therapy facility for further rehabilitation. And there was a lot of different processes behind that success story that I wanted to bring to people so that they could use it in whatever way they see fit. And that kind of makes me think about, okay, health and wellness coach. Well, what does a coach do? Any coach. Well, a coach could be defined as someone that helps an individual or a team achieve an outcome, whatever that outcome might be. So a health and wellness coach obviously helps people achieve certain outcomes as it relates to their overall health and well-being. So that's a little background on the motivation and inspiration for starting the podcast. There'll be more content to come in the coming days and weeks. But I did want to leave you with, since New Year's is right around the corner, let's talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions. Because, all you characters are going to make New Year's resolutions. Some people are actually going to keep them. Some people are going to keep them. Most people aren't. And there's actually a very, very specific reason behind that. And the reason is that people buy into an idea, and they buy into the finished product. You see the infomercial of the guy or woman with the beautiful body, and this is the program that they use and they advertise, and you buy this program and you're gonna look like them. And you know what? January 1st is coming up. I'm gonna buy this program, and I'm going to do this program. I'm going to look like these people. Well, there's one thing that people don't think about, and that is you're buying an end result. There's a process that goes on in between that buying of the product and attaining what they sold you when they told you. And what people need to do in order to maximize the ideas that they have is they need to spend some time thinking about game planning and buying the process. You've got to buy the fucking process, not the end result. So sit with that for a little bit, and maybe you've got some ideas about things that you want to achieve. Maybe it's not a New Year's resolution. Maybe you want to run a Spartan race. Maybe you want to get somewhat fit. Maybe you're a couch potato and you don't eat well and you just want to get to some average level of fitness. Maybe you want to go hike a mountain. I don't know. Whatever your goals are in your head, that someplace you want to get to, think about the process. And then, are you willing to do those items within that process? Or are you not? And depending on what you're willing to do, may change what your ultimate goal is at this particular time. And so that's really kind of to tie it all up. That's what a health and wellness coach does. Any coach does. A coach gets you involved in the process. And by the way, the process is hard a lot of times. And people need to think about doing some hard shit to get to where they got to go. That being said, I'd like to think that I've been able to take away some of that pain in the process and some of that I don't want to, because I'm not that guy myself. Like, I'm not the guy that goes and sees the infomercial, buys the infomercial, and then gets to it and runs the race, finishes it, and I'm there. For me, things have always been an imperfect process. So I've learned how to take the process and make it work for me as an imperfect process. And that's, as I think about, let's call her Jane Doe, my client that's lost 105 pounds. I realized as I started thinking about her accomplishments that she was willing, the biggest reason that she's succeeding, she's still succeeding, she's not done. You know, she has her goal and she's 105 pounds toward that goal. This is someone who in the beginning, she wasn't able to physically leave her apartment. Her mobility was so bad. And we got into the process of working together. And then little by little, she started losing the pounds and making progress. And here we are a year and a half later, and she's hit this milestone recently of 100 pounds. Now she's at 105. And I was thinking, why was she able to succeed? And the reason she was able to succeed is she was willing to be imperfect. She was willing to be flawed. It didn't have to be, I'm going to lose 3 pounds every week, or fuck it, I'm done, this sucks. It was 1 pound here, 2 pounds there, no pounds here, 1 pound there. We never went backwards, which is interesting. We never went backwards. She always either went forward or stayed the same. But she was willing to engage in an imperfect process. And we'll talk more about that in coming episodes. So to wrap it up, I hope that gives you an idea of what this podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about process and mindset, and how you get from point A to point B. Maybe even enjoy that journey a little bit more. And that's it. So, thank you for listening. You can hit me up. Instagram, it's the Coach Dan Podcast. Twitter, the Coach Dan Podcast. And that's it.